With that, it is my great honor to introduce our next speaker, again from the International Diabetes Federation, but this time from the European region. And this is Elisabeth Dupont, Regional Manager of IDF Europe. Elisabeth, welcome to dedoc, welcome to our virtual World Diabetes Day, and also to you, thank you for having done this with us this is the 5th year we're doing this together. It's the 5th year that IDF Europe is taking patronage and participating. Elisabeth, you are with IDF Europe an umbrella organization of more than 70 organizations in Europe in more than 45 countries. And you have been, especially these last 3 years, been super active in Brussels with some amazing campaigns, resolutions, declarations, the community pledge. I would love to hear more about it. The community wants to hear about it.
Thank you very, very much, Bastian. As you say, it's the 5th time and I don't know where to start. I'm so proud and so delighted to be with you. Very difficult to come after Peter Schwarz, who has so much energy and so much passion, but the passion is the same. Maybe I don't express it with the same level of conviction, but it's deeply, the passion for the diabetes community is very much at the bottom of my heart. And World Diabetes Day is a very special day. But spending it with you, Bastian, and with the online community makes it even more special. It's some kind of magic now on the 14th of November, I believe. You already briefly presented IDF Europe, and maybe I would add that our mission is really to improve the lives of people living with diabetes and those at risk. And when we say improve the lives, we also want obviously to go beyond the numbers. It's looking at the health outcomes, but very much also at the quality of life. For us, quality of life and well-being is probably what would need to be the end goal. And if you look at quality of life, for us, we also mean that it's something which is dynamic, it's progressive. The needs and preferences changes along the time, and this needs to be taken into consideration. And as you said, and as Peter said, you have 77% of people who have experienced depression, anxiety, any mental health issue related to their diabetes. And we heard that that is an issue worldwide. And Peter said, that whenever he's meeting with member association, he asks what's the biggest need, and the biggest need is to address well-being. And there's no difference in Europe. You know it, all of you. And at IDF Europe, we recently had a survey with our member association where we looked at healthcare systems, at access to quality of care, access to treatment, medication, etc. And maybe, Jean, if you are able to share the links of the country profiles, these are very interesting information on that. But what was the major gap was indeed psychological support. It was very interesting to see that only very few countries said that they had full access and reimbursed access to psychological support. I think there was Netherlands, Sweden, Switzerland, and Turkey. I think these were the 4 ones. And these are the only ones who report that this support is available. And most of the others had a number of barriers that they would take into consideration. So, as Bastian said, we are very, very active at EU level. I'm currently in the EU Parliament. We just finished an event with Roberta Metsola, who has been supporting IDF Europe and the diabetes community for quite some time. We had the pleasure to also have VP Scaldemose, who is the co-chair of the MET interest group on diabetes within the Parliament, present with us. So there is a strong new energy within this new mandate to work on diabetes. And we know also that Ursula von der Leyen, the president of the Commission, she had a few very strong messages in her political guidelines, where she said, first of all, that she's asking for an EU mental health strategy. She's also saying that the young people needs to have their voice, and that for them, for her, one of the biggest issue was mental health of the youth. So we have 3 very strong hooks that we can work on. And I really would like to make sure that we collaborate all together to leverage these three opportunities and make sure that the voice of the people living with diabetes and the young people is heard at the EU level, and that we can leverage that to make changes at national level and ensure that the psychological support and that well-being is at the heart of the policies. So that's
And it really fits in with this overall diabetes and well-being theme, the topics that are now of specific urgency discussed in the European Parliament, in the European Commission. It's great to see that you are actually in the parliamentary building right now. And I remember these events that we then as IDF Europe used to put on from my own 5 years on the board of IDF Europe, where we do this every World Diabetes Day and in between. So glad to see.
We were very lucky 10 days ago to have about 15 people living with type 1 diabetes between 18 and 30 who came to Brussels and came to the parliament, tried to start a meeting with MEPs assistant, etc. So starting this advocacy work, which is so important. We know that, for example, President Metsola, she stayed until she heard the voice of the type 1 and the type 2 representative in the event. She left before the healthcare professionals. So it's very important to hear that kind of feedback from her side. And I'm very pleased to see that on the agenda we have Sophie Miller, who is part of, who was in Brussels with us and is already very engaged in a number of activities. And
that group visit you were just referring to, that was part of the YODA group, which is the IDF Europe's youth initiative, youth community, young and not so young anymore, young adolescent people living with diabetes, type 1, type 2, who are helping promote the messages and these more political heavyweight, the 2022, we had the resolution on diabetes with the European Parliament. Then 2023, WHO and IDF Europe had the declaration on accelerating action. And then this year, the Diabetes Community Pledge. And that will be shared on all our channels, because there IDF Europe is asking people with diabetes to sign that pledge and support 32 million people living with diabetes in the European Union.
Thank you very much, and I wish you all a very
all the links here. You can see them on screen, but if you're on Facebook or YouTube, you can just click them or find them later. I have one more question talking about YODA and the youth community, youth initiatives that IDF Europe is doing. You have or will today, I'm not quite sure, also for the first time give out the IDF Europe Advocate Award. Is that already announced, or is that still yet to come?
No, it has just been announced. So we took the advantage of being in the parliament to hand it over to the awardee. And I'm very pleased to announce that it's Lea Leata, who is from Bosnia and Herzegovina. And she's doing an amazing job, especially to break stigma about type 1 diabetes with children. She wrote an extremely nice book, and she goes to all schools and nursing schools, sitting with the children, telling them about, what it is to be diagnosed with type 1, how you inject, etc. Making sure that, children understand right from the first age what it is. So those who have and live with type 1 diabetes do not feel the stigma and feel that they are accepted, but also all these other young children who do not know about diabetes, but feel this is something normal because they are told about it, when they are 2 or 3. So we are very glad to have been able to award her this first not innovation prize. The first innovation prize was for you, Bastian.
Many years ago, yes. But the first Advocate Award. So great to hear that. Thank you for sharing. You said you just announced it. So congratulations also from the dedoc side. Congratulations from the global community now watching, to Lea, who just received the first ever IDF Europe Advocate Award in Bosnia-Herzegovina. And she is also part of YODA, right?
Yes.
Wonderful. Elisabeth, thank you for joining. Thank you for joining us live from the Parliament and for taking a few moments out of this very busy day. I'm sure you're off to more great things there. go talk to the members of parliament and have them also sign the pledge and support people with diabetes in Europe.
Thanks
Thank
a
you
lot,
very
and
much.
really looking forward to collaborating with all of you, and happy World Diabetes Day.
As always, thank you.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.